Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons and Dummies, a weekly podcast following a group of friends as they battle across a homebrewed world called Antiriath in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Step into the mystical world of Antiriath and follow as our party of dummies adventure across the lands. Tolly Grug, half orc, half fighter, the Mystery, played by Taylor. The Eclarian Shadow, half elf ranger from the Eclarian Mountains, played by Seth. And a Learlock Bloodhair, a Harengon cleric, played by Joey. Last but not least, the creator of our beautiful world, the man of many voices, and our dungeon master, Sam.
Okay, so first things first, we got a little housekeeping to do before we get into anything.
Nope.
Right?
Don't like
Regarding the pulping.
It has to do with the pulping of horses.
I'm not happy.
What a title.
Well, I thought you were happy. I thought we came to a conclusion that everyone was happy with.
I feel like my bitching and moaning has changed the way you intended to play it.
No, it hasn't. It's always bothered me that mounts become so absurdly weak as you progress in levels. There should be some way to scale them with the character, other than the solution everybody recommends online, which is just give them fine steed and then they can have a magical horse. It doesn't matter if it dies. And I'm like, what? That's not a satisfying solution to me. So we talked it out amongst the three of us, different options of, make them where they go down easy, but they don't necessarily die, or play it rules as written and just lose animals all the time. But what we came up with is a system where you become familiar with one particular animal, kind of like attuning to a magic item over the course of a short rest. And when you do so, it gains an increase to its max hit points equal to 5 times your character level. Right? So a standard horse has 13 hit points. You guys are level 8, so that's an additional 40. So the standard horses will have 53 hit points. Joey's is a draft horse, so it has 19, so it'll have 59 hit points.
Okay. I like that. So basically, they're going to level with us.
Right. So that way, and that they will fall behind you that way, because, y'all are going to be, Joey is a D8, so that's an average of 5 with his con. So y'all are going to outpace them, but they will at least not insta-die to, various attacks, like would happen from the Thunder Aurochs just running by last time and pulping them.
Oh my god, they got pulped.
They got pulped, right?
They got pulped.
Well, another thing, though, is I was thinking that they would be able to recover hit points during short rests, like you guys can, by rolling hit dice, and they would have a number of d8s equal to y'all's level.
Okay.
The only thing we didn't cover is what happens when they reach 0 HP. Do they insta-die, or do they go into death saving throws, or do they just go into a stabilized unconscious state? I kind of think death saving throws make the most sense. But I wanted to get y'all's thoughts on that last piece of information.
In an epic battle, while all my friends are dying around me, if I have the option to cast Cure Wounds on my death saving throw horse, I will.
Yeah, I would too. I think death saving throws.
Alright, when a mount that is familiar with the player reaches 0 hit points, it enters death saving throws as per a player.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we bond with the animals. I mean, our animals. Yeah.
Yeah. Joey, you good with that?
I don't actually agree. I think they should just die, but that's totally fine also.
Yeah, in a scenario where, there's a disagreement between things, I think I'll go with the less severe recommendation, preference.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. well, it is codified into my little house rules table.
You gotta remember, this is a guy that's got me playing Valheim with no map on hard mode.
Yeah, he also, his first instinct was let him pulp. When we brought up the idea of
Look, I like consequences.
He's also the guy that week one soloed a Destiny dungeon.
you know, I like consequences too.
I like
I just want the consequences to feel good, earned in a way. Like I want the bad guys to have to earn killing you just as much as you have to earn killing the bad guys.
I want to live in a veritable paradise fairyland.
Wow.
Seth wants PvE D&D.
That's right. That's
Oh
right.
man.
Cheat mode.
Joey wants like what is it on Baldur's Gate? The hardest mode. It's like
Yeah,
no
tactician.
respawn. Tactician.
Yeah.
Well, heroic is if you TPK one time, it deletes your save file.
Deletes your game. Yeah, heroic.
That's
yeah.
right.
Deletes your save. I mean, that's how this game is. Well, it doesn't delete your save file. You can load new characters.
That's pretty severe. I don't know if I would do that in the near future or in the next 2 years, but you know, maybe later.
Yeah, you gonna do a heroic run someday?
Maybe. I mean, I might not finish.
I feel like
it.
if I did that on Baldur's Gate, I would just only do main quest stuff, though.
Well, but then you'd be under leveled.
Right, that's true. All right, let's get into it.
Okay. And let's head over to our Valley of Cinders map. You want to give us a recap?
Give us a quickie recap.
All right. In the previous session, it was the 32nd of harvest at 10 a.m., immediately following an orc ambush. When Talik identifies that the orcs are from the Strong clan, whose leader is Hella Strom. And nobody laughed when Sam said that name.
Hella strong.
Repressed.
Oh man.
We found 60 silver, a potion with some pebbles floating around in it that we didn't identify, a spell scroll that we did not identify, and a third bag of holding which Shadow now carries. We also identified that the orcs came from the north. We continued traveling along that same road, completed a long rest, at which point we were all tripping on shrooms and went to Imagination Land. I'm not going to begin to attempt to repeat that. That would be.
Oh, you have to. It's part of the recap.
What was the gist of it? I actually don't remember.
The girl was looking into a pool and hears a voice crying for help, and
It was a Learlock.
Learlock's secretly ripping his earrings out of his ears, and
It was like a double dream.
yeah.
It was a dream within a dream.
You know, we were talking about Seth's bear trap thing. I have always been freaked out by the double dream.
Like waking up and you're still in a dream.
Like sometimes if I have a really crazy dream, I have a fear that I'm in a new dream. Like I'm in a double dream. I must have saw that on a show or something when I was a kid.
Inception.
Yeah, Inception. That's the premise.
Yeah. Anyways, continue.
That is when Learlock received an item. I'm still unsure if I'm supposed to even know what that item is. So he got an item. And we kept going to Okerjest, at which point we arrived around 4 p.m. on the 33rd of harvest. We come up to the massive walls and gates and guarded areas, and we checked some of the outside shops and etc. And we're looking around. Went into the Manticore Tales Tavern, at which point we meet a barkeep who is a lunar elf named Evelyn Sharkknuckle and a deep gnome named Treffle. Then, after chatting with them for a little bit, we head into the keep proper and head up to the Baron's estate, where we met with Baron Shuntfire, who we notice is part Leonin. He sends us to the Valley of Cinders to deal with some creatures, Aurochs to be specific, that have some kind of issue when they're thundering through the valley of pulping people.
It's a real pulping problem.
After a long rest, we wake up on the 34th of Harvest at 6 a.m. and head out to the Valley of Cinders. At 9 a.m., we hear a cacophony of hooves coming through the valley as we realize the Aurochs are stampeding. Shadow and Talik successfully get out of the way. Alirlock eventually gets out of the way, at which point the pulping begins and Shadow gets fucked up bad. He's got half his hit points taken away, and the other two members of the party get damaged, but not as severely. And then we notice that there's some dirtles with some Rocky Boys whipping away down back behind them as the party scrambles up a cliff, and we see these giant swans in the next ravine over. But as we get to the top of the cliff, more of those Rocky Boys start popping up around us.
We are standing on top of what would you call this? A ridge?
I'd call it like a ridge. Yeah, and it's like, 40 feet tall?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty straight climb. Your horses are at the bottom. They should still be conscious, because I think y'all took 33 damage based off of Shadow's health, and they would have each had, in the 50s.
Mine was melded with the wall.
Yours had melded into stone. Slick move, X-Lax.
Yeah.
That's gross.
So down below you, there's 3 dirtles with these knights on top, and the dirt turtles. The dirtles have like this crenellated saddle, if you will.
Oh.
People love the word crenellated. Anyways, it looks like a castle top. It looks like a rook top. And so they're sitting inside of it. So generally, anybody attacking the creatures inside of the dirtle would be protected and have half cover, so +2 to their AC. I will say, from up here, they wouldn't get that bonus because,
Nice.
y'all
shooting down on top of them.
Yeah. And then there's 8 little guys just kind of like came up out of the stone and assembled themselves just like into little blocky mud, clay, dirt creatures. They've got like half a face kind of smeared into existence and little, sunken just eye sockets. Like there's no detailed features on them. They're very much just like Clayface from Batman, actually, is a good vibe, but not that horrifying, They're kind of cute. And then there's one guy that y'all see rise up a little bit farther away from you guys, and he has this big, for lack of a better word, beard that's made out of crystals coming off of his chin, and he's actually wearing some cloth robes and has this big staff that has crystals on the top and bottom of it as well. As these guys rise up, all these things are like grumbling and grinding. They're kind of making these like 2 rocks rubbing against each other sounds, but it's coming out like a larynx noise. It's like the Lomi one is doing it as well, but then he holds up his staff to his neck and he booms out in a different voice, and he says, and do any of you speak Sylvan?
I do.
You do? Okay,
Ooh.
so Alirlock, you understand what this one is saying. He says, leave this place, leave our ridgetops. There's enough space for the soft skins in the valley.
Can we all talk and stuff, even though we're in initiative?
Yeah, everybody kind of like freezes for a half moment while he spits this out. They don't immediately sprint towards murdering you.
What was the guy's name? Shuntfire? Didn't he tell us that they had a treaty with something up on the ridge, rock people or something?
Yeah, but I can't understand a word he's saying.
Alirlock, got any idea?
I just kind of nervously look back and forth between the group here, and I generate what I believe is an appropriate response. Say, please forgive us. We were just trying to escape the Aurochs, the thundering of the Aurochs.
He responds back, and it says, the thunder beasts shake and quiver our souls. We understand your plight, but you must return to them now. If not, you will die.
Shadow says, Learlock, tell him his buddies on those turtle things are the ones that ran us up here with the Aurochs.
I relay what this individual said to me to the group, and then I reply, your friends down there have chased us up here by chasing the thunder beasts. And if there is no harm to us if we return to the ravine, we will leave in peace.
He reaches out his staff down towards the ones on the ground and makes like a slow downward motion, and they look up at you and they stop yelling and stop grumbling, and they just phase into the dirt and disappear. But all the little clods and him on the ridge stay existing.
Okay.
I don't know what you said there, but it seemed to work. Clearlock.
I think we're good to go back down.
Do you all start climbing back down?
Yep, I start climbing back down.
Starlight!
Okay. Whew.
Good job, ears. Starlight, are you okay? I'm so sorry I named you that.
It's a lovely name. I don't know why you don't like that name.
I don't either. As soon as he gave it to him, he hated it. Or her.
Revenge kind of slides his head out. His shoulders and head are poking out, and he's just like.
I'd give him a little pat on the head. All right, boys. Well, that was interesting, but I don't know that we completed our mission here. Those things are still alive as far as we know, I guess. They just kept going through the valley past us. Y'all want to chase them down, or what do y'all want to do?
I don't know what the hell just happened. I'm not sure how we get those Rocky boys up there to talk to us without trying to kill us. The Shadow just starts hollering back up the cliff. Hey, fella! You still there?
You heard as you were climbing down, you heard just like a, and then it all went quiet.
Shadow starts yelling in Dwarvish and Giant and Elvish and every language he can think of that he knows, trying to get their attention.
You don't hear any response out of them.
Yeah, I don't know that we need to worry about those guys up on the ridge. I think we stick down here and...
Well, they're the ones that keep sending the Aurochs over to Shuntfire's place.
Can't we just kill the Aurochs?
And then Shuntfire sends them back to these guys. I guess we can. I just don't know what they did wrong. So can we see the Aurochs still?
You heard them keep stampeding down the canyon a little ways, and they've gone out of earshot at this point. Because y'all were already, a good walk into the canyon, an hour or so in, when this happened.
Our initial mission from Shuntfire is to kill all the affected beasts in this canyon. Do you think that there's another solution? Is that what you're getting at?
I mean, I feel like something's making these things behave this way and have these abilities. Old Druid boy turned these horses kooky and messed up those bats and alligators and deer and all them. I'm just wondering if there's another Druid up here in the north causing this mayhem. Or maybe that monkey.
Yeah, I think our guy that we saw with the orb. But I think these animals are all over the place. I don't know that they're... I guess, now that we're seeing them up here, I think they're around the whole world as far as we know.
Well, what do y'all want to do?
If we were sent to eliminate the problem, I think we at least need to continue on and see what next encounter we have with one of these creatures, and then assess it from there.
Well, I'll tell y'all this for free. Those Aurochs tore me and this horse up.
Yeah, why don't we patch ourselves up right here, at least, and can we do a little short rest here? hidden in this canyon?
You're welcome to try.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So y'all take a little short rest. Hour or so goes by. You'll patch yourselves up, and you don't have any more excitement in that time frame. Seems to be pretty quiet. All right. So what are you guys gonna do?
I agree with the Learlock. I think the Aurochs kept going the way we came from. We might as well. We're here. We might as well keep going deeper in and see if we can find anything else.
All right. So you guys mount up and you head on in, and after about 30 minutes or so, you come to a pretty large opening in the canyon, and it seems to split off to your left a little bit is a decently large opening, and you actually hear on the air an occasional honking of what sounds like some sort of large waterfowl. But there also appears to be another opening off to the right, and then like a narrow passage straight across from you guys, and then another narrow passage just to the left of that, also kind of straight across from you guys. So several different options.
Let's check out this sound to our left.
Okie dokie.
We investigate the honking.
Yep.
Yeah, so as you guys approach, you see this small little pond with steam emanating up kind of all around the area. There's little like cracks in the ground. You see little lichen growth and moss covered areas where the steam is coming out and just billowing across the rocks in this area. And then in the middle of the large pond, you see 4 large-sized swans. So they're big boys. They're like, oh man, as big as a horse, right? Large size. So they're just floating around this pond. A Learlock, with your passive perception, you spot their nests, and more particularly in their nest, you see 2 nests, each of them with 2 massive golden eggs.
Oh.
Do they seem hostile or anything, or aware of us at all yet?
Yeah, y'all are still pretty far away. They just seem to be floating around in the water. Y'all make me a nature check.
11.
11?
Oh my
Oh, no,
goodness.
sorry, 13.
2. What do I know?
Not only did you not spot
What
the
the
eggs
fuck
at all,
are these chickens?
yeah, you're just looking at these giant swans like, wow, that's a big bird. The other guys, y'all know enough about giant swans to know that their eggs are a prized commodity worth some money.
Hey, look, there's giant swans. Talik, look, they got golden eggs.
Off to the right a little ways, a small opening. It's a little cave with steam billowing out of it that goes into the side of the mountain here a little bit.
Guys, a cave.
I say we just chop all these chickens' heads off and take those eggs, but I don't think Shadow would be a fan of that. So, what's y'all's vote?
Those are not chickens. And those are likely the most vicious of vile creatures that we've encountered in our adventures yet.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I take my horse back on the other guys.
While they're having this discussion, you spot a little bit of red hiding behind this rock over here. A little, just looks like a wet red rock poking out that seems unnatural.
I don't like that. Hey, you guys, come here at this angle where I'm at right now. Come here.
Huh?
And if you look just right behind that rock over there, you
Huh?
see that strange looking...
Oh!
Yeah, that.
And as you guys all look at it a little bit, it slowly slinks completely behind the rock.
Oh, okay.
How good is Shadow's animal handling with Starlight at this point?
I mean, I'd say y'all have pretty good camaraderie. I would allow it to do what most fantasy horse riding people would do, but I mean, what are you asking?
I was just wondering if I could crawl off and tuck him to go over out of danger behind a rock or something.
Absolutely, yeah. You can just be like,
Okay.
you go stand over there and gnaw on that dead tree branch.
Shadow's like, Learlock, what was that?
Your guess is as good as mine, but that is definitely a sentient rock, if I've ever seen one.
A sentient rock?
Your guess is as good as mine, but my guess is sentient rock.
Okay, well, guys, I don't know a lot about these things, but the smaller versions when I was a kid used to try to bite my pecker off. So, if they could bite a pecker off, I don't know what these big motherfuckers could do. So, Shadow's going to slink over into the shadows. He's going to utilize his elven boots, and he's going to try to sneak up there. And he goes, "Hey, Ears, I want to sneak up there."
I cast blindness on the group of swans.
Excuse me?
Blindness on the group of swans!
Alright, hold on. Walk me through blindness first off.
Hold on, let me see.
I cast blindness on the group of swans.
Oh boy. Okay, so I'm going to demount myself.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I'm going to very carefully, without an attempt to disturb said swans, I'm going to sneak up here into this rock.
Okay, as you start getting about there, they start squawking a little bit. Make me an animal handling check.
Oh boy. Okay. 21.
Alright. You kind of like, kowtow to Jin just the right way that it lets you get, all the way up to the water. You think if you step foot in this water, though, they're going to be pissy. But they kind of quiet their honking a little bit.
Oh, my math was wrong. I can only do 3.
Oh, God.
I have a plan.
Okay.
We gotta find it.
So Learlock just like scoots up behind this rock right next to the pond, and it's just like, guys, they're not happy, and just stands there.
Learlock's eyes are naturally wide, but they appear to be even wider in this moment.
Learlock, what are they doing?
They're squawking.
I tuck Revenge into the wall here, and she melds into stone.
I'll tell you right now, they all seem to be pretty focused on Learlock.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get right there.
Okay. Yeah. Make me a stealth check.
Okay, there was a 12. I get advantage, so I roll another one. So 15.
You actually, you managed to slink up to right there, and when you do, y'all have a triangulation on this point. About the time you get there, you see the wet sentient rock with just its top sticking out of this hot water, and you realize that it's a little bit too smooth and skin-like to be a rock. It must be some kind of lizard, as it pops up out of the water with a spear drawn. I need you to roll initiative.
Oh!
Oh no.
He's taking a little hot tub bath.
He's a salamander with the spear.
He's taking a bath in the hot tub. The swans don't care about him.
No, he's one with the swans.
It's one with the swans.
Ooh, 22 on Inishi. 19 on the die.
21.
Initiative. Oh, fucking god, 6.
21. Okay. 6. Okay. Talik was 22, Lyric was 21. Yep, we're gonna start with Talik. As these guys pop up, they are no longer one with the giant swans. The swans start squawking and freaking out and flapping their wings and frothing into a fervor.
What a phrase.
Can I tell? Are the swans aggro towards us and this lizard man, or?
Make me an animal handling check to determine what they're
I
doing.
want to know who these swans are mad at. Damn it!
Hot bath, giant swan.
5.
Frothed into a
You're-
fervor.
You're not sure. It was going to be a pretty high check, honestly, because they just, it's the first couple seconds, and you just know that they're pissed and active. They're activated.
That's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna move up to here. Move up 30 feet towards the pond. I was in the back, and I'm gonna yell out to the red guy. Hello? Are you a friend or foe?
What language are you yelling out in?
Common.
Okay. It just hisses back, and it actually, when it hisses, it sounds like a crackling fire. It's just like... I assume none of you speak Ignan.
Oh yeah, doesn't everybody?
Yeah. So, it's a pretty common one to pick up, but...
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a seeker dart at the red lizard man
Yes.
that I can see.
Okay, alright.
This is an item we picked up somewhere. I really can't even remember where we picked them up.
Moloch.
Seeker dart.
Lock's body.
Moloch.
Moloch.
Nice.
Moloch.
Okay. I'm gonna hurl one at him. 21 to hit him. The red guy.
Definitely hit. And the beauty of the Seeker Darts is they do not get any cover bonus. I would have given him cover, but it
Nice. So it whips around that
curves
rock
around
and
the corner. Yeah.
sticks into him, and it does 7 regular damage to him, and then he needs to make a dexterity saving throw. It's a DC 16.
He got a 15.
So then, as it sticks into him, it electrocutes him with 3d4 lightning damage.
Ooh.
And it does 8 lightning damage to him.
Since he is in the water, throw another D4 on there.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
2 more, so 10 lightning damage to him.
Nice. Okay. He
That's sick.
But he is still alive.
Okay, how many secret darts did I get?
He had 5 on him.
5? Okay. Okay, cool. I'm gonna throw another one then.
All right.
So I'm like, oh, that was pretty fucking cool. And I reach in my bag, grab another one, and got a 25 to hit.
Oh,
Let's
man.
go.
And I do 8 regular damage, and then
Nat 1 on the save.
oh, so I'll do 4d4s since he's still in the water. And I do 9 lightning damage to him.
And this guy goes down in one round.
Wow.
Wow.
And he just lets out a roar.
A roar?
Yeah, a
I'm
roar.
scared.
I was just kidding about killing the chickens. We don't have to kill these things. I don't know what y'all want to do. I'll end my turn.
Shadow's over there just in the corner just watching all this like, what the fuck just came out of Talik's hand?
Alright. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Learlock, it is your turn. And you had
Uh,
crept yourself up all the way to this rock, so we'll put you...
I am going to continue with my original plan and
Okay.
cast a blindness on. Wait, hold on. I think I got to move right here. And oh yeah, this is gonna get real fun. I got to move right here.
Alright, so you dip your toes in the water. It is uncomfortably warm, but not so
Oh.
hot that it causes pain.
Oh.
It's like a really hot spring.
Okay. So I'm going to cast blindness on these three, two on the left and one to the right of me. And they need to make a con save of 14. I just reach up and grab my amulet, mutter a few words with my eyes closed, and
Okay.
just kind of black, dark, purple energy just
Con
kind
save.
of swifts out there.
All right, they only have a +1. Here we go. Let's do it in the thing. So they got a +1. What's the DC?
14.
All right, so here we go. That is +1. 2 of those are fails, 1's a success. So the last one succeeds. So that we'll call that the one on the right. But the 2 on the left both go blind.
So you got 2 on the right and 2 on the left blind. Okay.
All right.
And that, that's not a concentration spell at all. Perfect.
Ooh. All right. How long are they blind for? And do they get to remake saves?
1 minute.
Damn.
Let's see. At the each of its turns, they can make a constitution save.
At the end.
Con saving
Okay.
throw.
All right. Well, the crazy part is they're next. And so they start just both of those two, the ones you actually blinded, are the ones that were next. And so they start losing their shit and squawking and flapping hot water everywhere. It's splashing on you. It's hot as hell. And they also just like start spewing hot water into the air. It's just creating mist and heat everywhere. They're going to try to make their save. And the first one passes, unfortunately. So he's going to become unblind. But the second one fails and he remains blind. So this one here becomes unblinded.
That's the one that's still blind is right by Shadow.
Yeah, it's the closest one to you guys. Okay. This newt is going to jump up here onto this ledge. So he's going to jump over this rock and clamber over it to where he's within about 10 feet of Alirlock. And then he is going to let out a spew of fire in a 10-foot cone. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh man, I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. What does it say? Where is it? Okay. Dex saving throw.
Yep.
19.
That is a success. So you take half. You take half of 7. So you take 3 damage.
Okay.
Okay. It is this other one's turn. It is going to rear its head back and open its mouth and spray a straight line of scalding water at Talik. Talik, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 30, 20.
20. Okay, so that is a success as well. You're going to take half of 5 fire damage. So that'll be 2. And half of 11 bludgeoning damage as it rams into you. So that'll be 5. So take a total of 7 damage.
Okay, that's just the force of the water blast?
Yeah, it just like hits you and like knocks you in the shoulder even though you try to dodge out of the way.
Okay.
Okay, so who knows Shadow's here?
What was your check again? I need to check the
15
perception on the fire newts. Nobody.
Nice. You're slinking around over there.
Uh-huh.
Slinky boy.
And how many of the fire newts can I see?
You only see one fire newt, the one that ran at Joey.
Okay.
By Joey, I mean Alirlock.
Okay. Sorry, I'm torn with so many options. You don't have to answer me, but after watching what Talik did with those things, would I know if other electric type attacks would damage this guy more or less?
Yeah, I was just saying, I think that's a fun little flavor rule. I might forget it someday down the road, but I was just saying get an extra D4 of lightning damage when you hit somebody in the water with lightning.
Okay. All right. Anyway, screw this sneaky. Shadow's gonna cast Hunter's Mark on the fire newt,
Okay.
and he has not been damaged.
Correct. But you're also going to get advantage on your attack because he doesn't know you're there.
Awesome. Oh my fuck. 14.
That is a miss.
I rolled a
this guy.
2 and a 6. I have rolled so bad tonight. Okay, does he know I'm there?
Yeah, after your first attack, he knows you're there.
Okay. Roll a second attack. It's gonna be a natural 19.
There you go.
Okay, so fucking goddamn it. Alright, so that'll be a D10 and a D6.
Alright, roll it up. What is this, by the way? Is this your bow or Eldritch Blast?
Bow. So that'll be 17 damage.
Okay. 17 damage. Alright.
Yeah, and he's bleeding. At the beginning of his turn, he'll take 1d6 bleed damage, and at the beginning of each of his turns, he'll need to succeed a con saving throw.
Yeah. We will handle that on his turn. I've made his base red for bleeding.
Okay.
Alright, it is this other swan that you tried to blind, and it is going to run up to Alerlock here, and it's going to try to bite him with his beak. It gets 2 attacks. First attack, that's going to be a 13. Pitiful. Second attack, also a 13. Pitiful. Okay, so he comes up and he's just like,
Thank you.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Oh my.
It would be the dead fire newt's turn, but he's dead. However, you hear coming out of the opening into the cave behind you, more of that guttural, flamey yelling as several more fire newts come running out of the entrance of the cave.
Oh,
it takes their whole turn just to get out of the cave, but they're coming in.
Find out what happens to our party next week. Check us out at dndndummies.com. And please leave us a rating and a review on your podcast app. It would mean the world to us.